Hello, everyone. As some may have heard yesterday, December 21st, we have a big announcement today regarding elevators. Now, I'm aware that there were not that many people who were on the stream at the time, so maybe not everyone's aware yet, but I think a lot of people did see it coming. But this announcement really isn't just about elevators, it is also regarding the future of the channel. Now, if you've read either my community post or the posts I put on Instagram, Twitter, etc., here in this video, we're really going to be covering the same thing, but a little bit more in depth with more details. I'm also going to have a text version on my website available. I'll put a link in the description. So if you would rather read it, you can. Now, before we get started, since I know I have a lot of new viewers here who maybe just recently joined, or perhaps haven't even seen this channel before and are just stumbling here the first time, I think I should really introduce myself for those who maybe normally don't come here for the elevators. My name is Anatole. I've been on YouTube for 7 years, and my channel turned 7 years old in September. Around then, anyways. Now, while I have made elevator content, I've been uninvolved in the community and completely unaffiliated since 2020, when I completely unaffiliated due to drama, similar problems. And for those who really don't know much about the elevator community, it is a fairly small niche group. You could probably comfortably fit them in a medium-sized hotel ballroom, as a matter of fact, if we took every single person actively in the community and put them in a ballroom. So it is not nearly to the scale of some communities where you can't even fit half of them in a extra large hotel ballroom comfortably. Even if you crammed them in, you couldn't even fit them all in. So we're not talking giant community here, we're talking very small niche group. Now, you also may notice that we're not in the normal filming location. We are on location here at the Hilton Anatole, and yes, we are actually here. We're at the Anatole, the one, the only. I thought if we're gonna make an announcement, we should do it in a place where I'm always happy. That's right, the Hilton Anatole, the one, the only. Now, I do apologize, there's a bit of a mess up here as well. I have a computer just off screen with some talking points here, so that way I don't mess up, because that would be bad. So yeah, anyways, this is also going to be recorded in multiple parts, and I also apologize if there's any background noise. I do have the AC running because I do not want to get hot, but I did put the fan on the lowest setting at loud, so hopefully we can get through this. So yeah, anyways, let's start with the beginning. So more recently in the aforementioned elevator community, there's been an increasing amount of drama, and it is in an increasingly bad state, and currently in total war, as a matter of fact. Accusations are flying around like there's no tomorrow, although I don't know the validity of these, and as a matter of fact, who knows? I don't think we ever will. Some of the things I've been hearing, though, are concerning, to say the least. It is needless to say right now that you can get a year's worth of drama in a single day in the community, even if you're uninvolved. Now, although I will say, for these past few years, I have seen the world of 2201 as being completely unaffiliated. It's a totally different thing. It may cater to certain things, but it is not itself involved in anything. And that's the same way for the whole family of channels, and that is Anatole 2201 Extras, Anatole 2201, and 2201 Productions. I've always seen them as their own kind of thing, but that's not how many people see it. Many people do see it being involved within the community, and that's where these problems start arising. Now, you guys have been an amazing audience. Don't get me wrong, I truly cannot thank you for all you've done, and I really don't believe I could have gotten a better audience regardless of what I did. You have been so loyal and supporting of the channel. It truly does mean a lot to me, and this is what made it so difficult to make the said decision, because you guys are great and I really want to continue providing great content to you. But here's where it's a problem. The elevator community looks bad, and unfortunately, if I keep posting content, it really does not look good. And I think it is also better for my mental state if I back out. I know this is going to be a hard announcement for some, but it is true. I think it would be better for me mentally if I left, and my legal team has also said it would be a good idea to distance myself for some time. And this decision is very difficult because I had two options. I could A, stop producing elevator content completely but it would help my mental decisions and just overall mental being. And as well as that, it would probably make a few people unhappy that I stop. Or B, I could continue like nothing ever happened, but at the cost of my mental health. Maybe a few people would be happier, but my reputation would also go down over the long run, which is not ideal. And although I do know a couple people will be unhappy, that's what makes it so hard. Now, this was certainly not a decision I could just sleep overnight and just be like, oh, I know what to do. And for that reason, I brought it to my friends, the board in which who helps me run Anatole 2201 and the other World of 2201 channels, and my legal team, as well as those to whom I consult for mental advice. The decision was unanimous. Or in other words, you don't know what that means. It basically means that everyone said the same thing. And I think you know where this is going, given we're making an announcement. I am no longer producing elevator content. Now, I know this is going to be difficult, but I do ask you to hear me out. And I'm sure a lot of people also saw this coming, as well as given the fact I changed my name to omit the word elevator in 2022 to Anatole 2201 rather than Dover Elevator Fan 1, also just to make it less cringy. Let's be honest, that old one was bad. And as well as that, I also removed elevators from my channel banner, which I think many took as a silent cue that elevators really aren't going to be the main thing anymore. Now, I think we should really discuss what we're going to do with the backlog, since I do have a pretty decent backlog for my size anyways, and I think we should really discuss on what's going to happen to said backlog. So regarding the backlog and current content, please do not be alarmed. This change is not immediate. In other words, it's not happening tomorrow. We have at least 4 months, but I believe it's probably closer to 5 or 6, left of content. And it will continue to be uploaded, regular schedule, until it's out. But once it's out, it's out. For good. At least until now. On the last 3 weeks, I'm also going to try to make it as fun as possible, revisiting classic places, meeting people who I met a long time ago, and revisiting that, and as well as that, also going out with a bang, if you know what I mean. Now, perhaps later on, when the time is right, I may make a return, but if I do, I will not be going back to how I did elevator videos like I was before stopping. I want to take a bigger focus on production quality and make something that can differentiate an Anatole 2201 video over someone else's. As anyone can film an elevator, let's be honest. But going to that next level is what I am about. At this time, I am not fully at the capacity to do that at this moment, but I do feel that in the not too distant future that I will be at that capacity. And when we are, we will resume, as promised. And as well as that, I want to cater more to the entertainment aspect and provide content that's like actually entertaining rather than just like looking at an elevator or something. And although elevators may be there, I want to focus a bit more on entertainment, as I've said before. And as I've gotten older, I've also gotten to more things that I've matured. As I say, change is inevitable. If you don't know what change is inevitable means, it pretty much means that you're going to change sometimes and there's no stopping it. And that could be more true in this case. My interests have changed, and as I've mentioned before, I am now into more things, some similar to elevators and others completely different. I'm slowly working to incorporate those into the world of 2201, but some will simply take more time than others. Elevators, although I don't think I'll ever not be interested in them, I'm just nowhere near as interested as I was in 2015. And at this rate, filming them felt more like a chore. And I couldn't do it anymore. Hotels are now my main interest and driving force going into this chapter in life, and I have felt much enjoyment in filming hotels and reviewing them. And they can help others, which is a big part of why I review hotels. My hotel tours help guests make a choice in booking a hotel, or help current or upcoming guests get to know the layout of their property that they've chosen, which can be a valuable tool for many hotels and guests alike, and it can even help get more guests in the door in some cases. Elevators just don't do that. And although I am sure some viewers here would book a hotel over an elevator, most guests me included, don't do that. Anyways, I think we should now continue on to what does this mean for the future? Is this a quitting message, basically? So we're going to go take care of that now. I know some people may worry that I'm quitting, but please do not take this as a quitting message. I'm not quitting or going anywhere. To those who wanted me gone, sorry, not going anywhere anytime soon. You're stuck with me. Isn't that fun? Although I'm not going to be filming elevators anymore, into the next 2 years, at the very least, I will be producing content actively. And as said before, I will do my best to make it fun for those non-hotel videos. I have some huge plans going these next few years too. Starting 2025, we got something huge. Perhaps sometime I'll make a trailer for it. They say great things come to those who wait, and I feel like it just couldn't be more true in this case. I'm excited to see what the future holds and hope to see you join me as we continue that way. The era where I used to ride elevators is now over. But it's time we open the doors to the next era and see what the next era has in store for me and the channel. There's a 50-50 chance elevators may make a return in the coming years, except with a slight twist to them that might make them more entertaining. No spoilers! Anyways, I think now we should answer some of the questions that I've gotten over the years and some questions people may be asking regarding this, as well as that on my website, there will be a FAQs page available. Now, I know some people have watched me through the years, and I think now is a better time than ever before to answer the question, now that my journey with elevators is coming to its end after 7 years. Through the years, people have come up to me and asked, is it worth getting into the community and uploading elevators? And the answer is honestly quite tricky. After 7 years, I think I finally have an answer though. As for filming and uploading, as long as it's within the law, you do you. It's your channel, you can make anything you want. Don't let others pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. I made the mistake of allowing that years ago, and trust me, it is better to say no and do what you want to do. As for joining the community, I strongly recommend not doing so. Given the state of the community right now, it's just not worth it. There's so much bad that any good that could come of it are outweighed. I left over 4 years ago as I just couldn't take it anymore. And quite a few users left alongside me. Don't get me wrong, I've made some of my best friends through the community, and quite a few of them are now involved at least one way or another in the world of 2201. But good people are so far in between, it's not worth the pain of going through that. Now, if you want to join, you do you. But if you need someone's recommendation, well, my recommendation is keeping a mile away from it at all times. It's sad to see the community have degraded so much, but there's no saving it. It's already collapsed, which is a big reason why I initially had thoughts of pulling out like I am now. It's sad things had to play out this way, but I do feel regardless of the path taken, in the past, we'd still be in this future. Anyways, I think we should ask the other question that I'm sure some people are going to be asking. Now, as well as the first question, I know some people may be asking if my reason for pulling out was due to views, like not good, like low views, like certain people or actions. I will say it was not due to views, likes, or engagement. If anything, I'm actually beyond amazed with how many views I get in the first place. And even if they're low, I'm just grateful people watch my content. And it was also not due to a person or action. I've made an active effort to settle any beef that I may have had in the past. And I do ask that you guys, please don't go blaming people for things. It was not due to one person, and I have sorted most matters between people. We all make mistakes in life, and sometimes we make dumb choices too. However, when I do those things nowadays, I take them all as an opportunity to grow as a person. And sometimes it's just not a good idea to hold grudges, and sometimes it's not the right thing to do. Again, it was not due to one person, not due to low views. Going and liking all the videos isn't going to do anything. Again, it wasn't due to any actions either. please don't go making conspiracies. Again, it was just all the issues and only the issues mentioned in the beginning. It was not due to a person. Anyways, I think we've really gone over everything we needed to. Now, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. I am open to all questions. Either write me a comment, or you can go to my website to the Contact Me page and send me a contact form. I will get back to you as soon as I can to answer your questions. To wrap things up, though, thank you for 7 years of Elevators, and thank you guys for joining me as I went on my adventures to the top of the tallest buildings. But now, it's time to move on to bigger and better things, and I certainly hope to see you all around as I continue my future endeavors. Kind regards, Anatole.